It's been a while now, and I think it's finally time to talk about it. Right now is a perfect time to talk about it because my next One Piece video, I think, is a positive video. But I want to make this video before the positive video. Now, let's talk about it. Was Gear 5 overhyped? Short answer, and I think the most simplest answer is fuck yes. And now, before you hate, before you come like, oh, I'm a hater, I love One Piece. I think everything that they've been doing this year is amazing. Let's talk about the anime specifically the anime, because in the manga it's great, right? You cannot hate on the manga. It's a fucking, you read it, Gear 5 was fucking amazing. But we're talking about the anime specifically, the animations from 171 all the way to 176, and I think some others, right? But specifically those episodes, because those are the episodes that really matter when it comes to this discussion. Now let's talk about the first episode, Luffy's Peak Attained, Gear 5, episode 1071. They dragged that bitch for a while, bro. You cannot lie. He was bouncing on that fucking floor for a fat minute, unconscious and shit. I was like, bro, just get it over with. When he finally jumped on the moon and the elders were talking about him and how it's like the most powerful, most ridiculous power in the universe. What did they say again? They said something like that, right? I'm paraphrasing, but they said something like that. And when he jumped at the moon and that little split second of him in that thing, I think was great. His battle with Kaido, the beginning, he blew up his hand, pulled Kaido up out of the thing. That shit was cool. But then the animation changed to this light color thing, right? I wanna address this. A lot of people saying this wasn't the official animation. This was just a sketch. I don't have the proof. I'll try to find the proof, but I really don't have the proof of people saying in the comments on Instagram, on TikTok, on Reddit, everybody, whenever somebody shitted on it, because there was trailers for Gear 5 before Gear 5 was actually out, right? And that animation was released on, what's it called, Crunchyroll. And the main discussion is people hated it, and the people who were defending it were saying, oh, this isn't the official animation, this is just a sketch. And lo and behold, that was actually the real full animation. For some people, they liked it. I was okay with it. I didn't hate it. But what I did hate is people defending it, saying it was a sketch, when in reality, it was a real thing. This was really how the art was looking for Gear 5 for the first episode. Obviously, it changed during the episode. There's moments that like different animators animated different parts. Obviously, if you know, you know, right? So that was pretty cool, right? I really, there was this moment where he picked up the ground and reflected a blast breath from fucking Kaido. It was overwhelming as fuck because there was so much happening and I couldn't tell what was happening. And I watched other YouTubers react to Gear 5, right? Here's one of my favorite people that I reacted to about Gear 5. Check out their channel. I really fucking love their channel. I've been enjoying their videos recently, but I'm getting off topic. I watched Gear 5. I watched that, and like a lot of people don't catch what's happening in that moment, like what he's doing, right? They can't notice that there's so much going on, and I don't blame them. A lot of things are just popping in, and it's in this specific moment, right? It's not the whole episode, right? Speaking of the whole episode, there was that one moment with the fucking what's his name and homegirl, and that fucking speech she had. I'm like, shout out to you. I like your character. I like what you meant for the arc, but we're talking about Gear 5 here. Why you in this episode? Please, like, shorten the time or fucking, I don't know. That really fucking pulled down the hype of that episode, because it's like, damn, this is overwhelming because there's so much to be anticipating, and then there's this fucking like what, 3-5 minutes of her speech shit, and it's so fucking like annoying, low-key. One thing I have to fucking appreciate though of episode 171 is the fucking music at the end, and I really fucking hate One Piece pacing. I think everybody does, and I hate when they stay on images for way too long. I really do. But when they stood still with these two images right here, Kaido and Luffy looking at each other with like a smiling fiercey face, and Kaido just fucking pissed off, and that fucking music, I'm obviously not gonna play the music, or maybe I am if copyright doesn't hold me, but yo, that shit fucking sounds fire. I was like, oh my god, I was so ready for the next episode, bro. That really fucking carried a lot of the fucking episode for episode 171. Now let's talk about episode 172. I low-key didn't like this episode. This really fucking bringed it down for me, because for starters, and there's a good part, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna bring out I'm gonna say the good things, but let me say this. When it first started, the recap was way too fucking long. This recap was way too fucking long. They recapped the whole thing. Like, basically the entire episode of the last episode, they fucking recapped that shit. It was so fucking unnecessary. And I know they do this, there's other recaps in other episodes that are much, much longer. But this one felt fucking way too long for where it's supposed to be, right? They bring out the battle starts, right? And here's Luffy just fucking bouncing on the fucking, here's fucking Kaido asking Luffy's like, haven't you died? Kill him! Why are you just standing and watching him jump on the fucking ground? And he's just bouncing happy. Go Kaido, go attack. Oh, he does attack. What does he do? He fucking eats him. Are you dumb? I guess I shouldn't be talking from a story-wise or narrative standpoint, right? But that was so fucking stupid, Kaido. Why the fuck did you eat Luffy? You knew what was gonna happen. I don't know. And that little scene where Luffy's just fucking having fun inside Kaido, that fucking sounds crazy. But yeah, he was just enjoying being inside Kaido, and he came out his eyes, he went balloon boy, and he fucking flew in the air. And then in the storm, there was this moment, a very brief moment of silence. Yamato is looking up in the sky. Luffy comes up as big ass Luffy, and here's a little complaint. He looks a little too happy. Now, narratively, it makes sense why he's happy, because Joy Boy, right? But in the fucking manga, they made this motherfucker look like a demon when he came out of the sky, and I fuck with that so much, and they just removed that and just put a smiley face on fucking Luffy. It kind of reminds me of a certain face. Let me show it on the screen right now if I remember. If I don't, oh well. It did not hit. There was also the moment where he lost his energy. He told everybody he couldn't give up, right? There was a moment where the animation was just beautiful. It felt like what One Piece should have been for this episode, for this entire episode, not for just this moment. Like, yeah, this moment's one of the most important parts for the whole, I don't know, for a good portion of the fight, but it just isn't. It's supposed to be cartoonish, funny. It's totally a fun episode. I cannot, if you're gonna say that this is one of your favorite episodes because it was one of the most fun parts of the fights, then by all means, you can tell me that it's very fun. I will definitely agree with you there. And the music changed. At the end, he said I'm him. He said something like that. I'm him. I'm Monkey D. Luffy, the man who will surpass you. I will be king of the pirates. And that shit hit. I like that. Luffy doing his one punch. Oof. I would say KO, but Kaido isn't dead there. That one punch hit hard, and Kaido was down for a moment. And I thought that was a very nice, entertaining ending for that episode, in my opinion. Now, episode 1073, No Way Out, a hellish scene on Ogashima. I will say, I'll give it credit. It wasn't a Gear 5 Luffy vs Kaido centric episode, but it was in the middle of the fucking fight, so it really fucking pisses me off. And this is just pacing, for Oda, honestly, so you can't really hate on the animation. Dear God, was it awful for the moments that Luffy was on screen. Dear God, was it awful. And that's all I'm gonna say. On to the next episode. Now, episode 1074, I Trust Momo, Luffy's final powerful technique. And I know, as I said, this video is describing how I feel about the art and how Gear 5 was presented. Not the whole episode, but I can't lie, I can't fucking ignore the whole episode. They dragged those fucking flashbacks for way too long. And these are flashbacks that we already saw already. Most of it, not all of it, right? There's some parts that are like kind of new to the flashback, but it's still a flashback nonetheless, in between fucking Kaido and Luffy's fight. I know. Story-wise, it's amazing. Especially for how you're supposed to feel in this moment. You're supposed to feel like, yeah, Kaido and other dude. I keep forgetting this dude's name, which is good because he's a fucking piece of shit, right? I keep forgetting homeboy's name. And the story wants you to have no love for these two characters that that we have to win for Ogashima, right? Not for... I'm getting off topic. This isn't about Luffy, but it's in the Luffy episode. So I'm gonna just say this. I feel like 7 to 8 minutes a fucking flashback. Very annoying. I don't like it. Me no likey. If we skip all that, get into Luffy's fight, which is like 9 minutes in the video. It's fucking amazing. I think this is the best the animation has gotten. And obviously, you know why. If you know why, you know why. The fight was beautiful. Visually, it was just beautiful. Kaido's little small speech about hockey and power and devil fruit was amazing there. I don't know. It just, oh my god. And I think people hate the fucking noise effects that Luffy Luffy does when he like grabs stuff, you know, cartoon sound effects, right? Toon Force, if you know, you know. But he does that. People hate it. I'm okay with it. I do understand that it gets overplayed, but I feel like whenever Gear 5 is on, the sound should always be there. Just from my perspective, they had a lot of very visually beautiful moments here. Not as beautiful as 1072. That one was like as beautiful can get, but these are fucking eye candy if I've ever seen it. Animation has eye candy. Eye candy is just things that your eyes enjoy seeing and like just enjoy. Animation is one of those things that your eyes cannot hate. They fucking love it, and every time they see it, it's like, damn, this is beautiful. This looks like rendition, HD, everything beautiful. I don't know, and it just gave, I don't know, this episode really did shine for One Piece, like, which sucks that it's supposed to be all the way, you have to get 4 episodes into Gear 5 fight just for this fun ass fight. That being said, I'm not saying the first episode was bad, but compared to this was fucking miles better than the first one. This was miles better than the second one. Although the second one had beautiful animations, this one has candy animations. Candy animations being fun animations that I can enjoy and I can appreciate, I can love, and I can say is a 10 out of 10. This is candy animation. I love this animation. It's great animation. It's great visually. I don't know. It just, oh my god. And Kaido, it gave Kaido meaning at least, because you guys know, if you guys watch One Piece, Luffy's opponents usually always lose, so you should never worry about Luffy losing. But you know, this episode made it feel like, oh my god, he might lose. Well, until the very end when he gets his fucking huge ass Baragon and fucking one-shots Kaido later in episodes. But all in all, this was my favorite episode. If you were to tell me this was the whole Gear 5 fight and nothing else, I would have said Gear 5 deserves to be overhyped. It deserves it. But if we're considering Gear 5 as a whole, all those episodes combined, fuck no. So let's get into the final and next episode. 20 years worth of prayers is as much as you guys don't want to consider a Luffy versus Kaido moment, and it's mainly flashbacks and like moments that represent the story of Wano. It has Luffy and Kaido in it, so you can't fucking ignore it. However, unlike the fucking episode that didn't involve Luffy and Kaido that much, the trash episode, this one at least has better animations in the moment that Kaido and Luffy are on screen. But this episode was mainly flashbacks and story perspective wise, narratively wise. I'm getting my words jumbled, but you know what I'm trying to say. This was pretty good for animation. Not the best, but it's definitely better than the others. Now, the final episode, whatchamacallit, The World That Wants Luffy. The final episode that I'll be including in this fucking video. I think it wraps up the whole Gear 5 fight nicely. I think it's beautifully animated. There was these 10, how many? I think there was a YouTube video explaining how hard it is to make this like sequence of events, right? For you know, panels of the pages to just be animated. I think it was beautiful. I don't have anything negative to say about it. I really enjoyed it. Obviously not my cup of tea, but if it works, if it takes a long time, and if it's actually beautiful, I can't lie. This reminds me of the Gear 5 Luffy I saw in the new movie Film Red, and I liked Film Red. Musically, I like Film Red, but you know, when I saw Gear 5 on film, you know, I liked it. At the end of the video, at the end of the fight, you see Luffy smiling, busting a nut. It feels like Nami just gave him a blowjob or some shit. He has that fucking smile on his face. God damn, if Nami gave me a blowjob, I would have fucking had that smile as well. And that's pretty much it. I really like the Kaido's flashback and all, but all in all, this episode was pretty nice. Probably one of my favorites. So if I were to put it on a list of which one was my favorite and which one was my least favorite, the easiest way to make this tier list is to do it from worst all the way to best. And there's 6 episodes. 2 of those episodes aren't focused around Kaido and Luffy, but there's still Luffy and Kaido in the fucking episode, so they have to count. So in total, there's 6 episodes, right? All the way to 171, all the way to the fucking final one. So my least favorite was obviously the fucking third one. I really didn't like that. It just ruined everything for me, honestly. It ruined the fucking hype of Gear 5 and like anticipation of the next episodes. Even though the next episode was even better than most of them, it so fucking ruined, like it spoiled. It kind of like just fucking, if it was spicy food, it got mild very quickly. Like, you know, it doesn't taste that spicy anymore. That's my best way to represent that episode. Second least favorite was probably the 5th one. Not because it was bad, but because Luffy and Kaido weren't the main focus, and it shouldn't be, right? Obviously, they I guess I have problems with this episode as well, because shout out fat ass Jinbei right there, but there was no need to take down the fires of, if it represents fucking the fires represent like the evils and taking down the evil. Oh, the meaning behind the fire, I get it. I understand why you had to take down the fire. Logically though, a lot of you guys would be good without the fire, and if anything, you could have drowned a lot of people with devil fruits. So you know, but I'm still gonna put this as my least second favorite, fifth favorite. As for my fourth favorite, this is where I probably have to say the second episode. Even though this one has my favorite and the best animation out of all the episodes, it didn't hit as hard. It really didn't hit as hard. They ruined one of my favorite moments in the manga panels. They really ruined that. They butchered the fuck out of that shit. And I think that's really the main thing that fucking sold me on that bitch, because it's like, you ruined that and I'm like, okay, I don't like you as much as I used to. As for my third favorite, I have to say it's the final episode, because of those panel animations. As much as I don't love it, I can like it, and I did like it. I think it was beautiful. Luffy busting a nut to Nami, I think that was beautiful, sexy, it's hot. If you go on Twitter, you can see those crazy videos for free. I'm getting off topic. This is my third favorite. It's a nice finisher to the fight. My second favorite though, hot take, but this one right here is my second favorite. Probably everybody's favorite episode is my second favorite. Here's why. Actually, I don't have a good reason why this is not my favorite. I have a reason why my favorite's my favorite, which is the first episode. Now let me break it down. As I said at the beginning of the video, I really hated this episode because it dragged on for way too long in some moments, but goddamn, that music was fucking fire. And the moments where, you know, Luffy finally starts fighting Kaido, it feels so fun, it feels so different, it feels so refreshing from other fucking animes. I really fucking like that. I really appreciate that from fucking One Piece. For God's sake, I should make a video about this, but I forgot what's his name versus Ultra Instinct Goku. I did not like that. Maybe I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for that. I don't know, and I'm stuttering a lot because it's probably the most fucking hottest take, but I did not like that fight, and that character looked fucking ugly as shit. But you know, that's for another time. As for right now, the first episode, as much as there was so much, they dragged the fuck out of those bouncing scenes. As much as there was a lot of fucking dragging in the fucking animation, like they dragged on some parts. Fucking speech with that girl fucking ruined it for me low key. But if we remove all that, because that's not all, the speech isn't Luffy related, Luffy and Kaido related, but the other things are, ignore those things and focus on the fight animation. Fucking not the best, but I liked it. It was fun. It was silly. It was different. And for the music at the end, they dragged the scenes for way too fucking long, which I still don't like in other episodes. But for this episode in particular, they were staring each other down. It really gave me some emotion of, oh yeah, this is gonna get good. This is gonna get good. Even though it ended up not getting good in the next two episodes afterwards, I still felt like hype. I was like, oh yeah, I want to watch the next episode. I was hyped for the next two episodes. This episode was where I got the hype from. This is where you deserve, this and the third episode deserves the most love. If you ignore the other two 4 episodes, right, I would say Gear 5 deserves all the love. But for what it gave you all as a whole, if you consider everything as a whole, was Gear 5 overhyped? Fuck yes. As is One Piece overhyped? No. I love One Piece. I fucking love One Piece. But the animation, the anime of One Piece, Gear 5, the anime for Gear 5 was that. No, I'm not talking about the manga. I'm not talking about Gear 5 the manga. I'm talking about the anime. Is Gear 5 in the anime overhyped? Fuck yes it is. Please leave your comments down below. Maybe I'm wrong, but there are definitely some fucking better moments than this shit, bro. There are definitely some better moments. There's been episodes way better than this, story-wise, narrative-wise. You can't tell me otherwise. There are other moments where I got my heart more than this. But let me know how you feel. And I finally made an anime video after a fucking while, because this I'm recording this right now, but if you don't know, I'm probably gonna take 2 or 3 days to edit this motherfucker, because copyright, they can block this video easily, because I like using scenes in the anime.